How do I, F23, ask or get my boyfriend, M28, to cuddle with me naked? Looking for advice. Hi everyone. I'm pretty new to dating and am just starting to navigate and explore my sexual side. I'm also still a virgin. My boyfriend, dating for 2 months now, is letting me set the pace and get comfortable being physical. I hadn't even kissed a guy before him. I'm trying to take slow steps in order to get comfortable with being physical. The next step I want to take is cuddling naked with him, but I don't know how to bring this up or ask him. Do I just randomly take off my clothes when we're in bed? Do I ask him if he wants to cuddle naked? And is this a weird thing to want, to just cuddle naked? Thanks for all the help. /edit // For all the people commenting and telling me how horrible it would be to make him wait or frustrate him. I already told him straight from the start that I need time to get comfortable being physically intimate. I straight up told him if this is a deal breaker for you, well, I'm just letting you know now so you can decide whether you still want to try this, a relationship, with me or not. He has insisted that it's not a problem for him and that he just wants to be with me and take things at my pace. He knew what he was getting into and he was fine with it. If you want to cuddle naked but don't want to end up having sex, you definitely need to talk with him before doing that, since being naked and cuddling usually leads to being aroused. And is this a weird thing to want, to just cuddle naked? Not weird, but I hope you guys have good self-control. Smile. Wish you all the best. Just tell him let's cuddle naked tonight, and if you don't want sex yet, tell him that. Let him know you want to feel comfy in your skin next to him and such. But telling him why is important. Not because you have to justify your needs, but because it will be so easy for him to get the incorrect impression/idea. Nothing wrong with that, but please don't get angry at him when his body responds to you. And don't feel like you have to tend to every boner he ever gets. That's just silly. Unless he's heavily medicated, the sight, smell and feel of you naked next to him is going to trigger a powerful response. What he does with that response is 100% under his control. The response itself is not. Nah girl, just be straight up. Can we just cuddle naked tonight? I'm sure he'll be fine with it. Keep with the boundaries and it'll be okay. Also, it's a totally rational and normal next step for exploring one's sexuality, so no need to feel weird about it. He's definitely going to get aroused by cuddling with you naked. If you're in front of his crotch, it's pretty much guaranteed you'll feel his erect penis. There's nothing wrong with that, but it means you have to be extremely clear about what you want beforehand. It's worth a conversation where you clearly lay out what you want and your boundaries. You're probably also going to get aroused. Depending on your sex drive, it's possible that when you're in the moment you'll want to go further than you had planned. If this is a concern for you, I would consider setting 2 boundaries in your head, one as your initial intention, just cuddling, and the other the furthest you'll go if you find yourself very aroused and wanting to experiment further, for example, mutual masturbation or touching each other's genitals. It's easy for some people to go much further than they originally intended when experimenting with this stuff, which might lead to negative feelings after the fact. If you're confident that's not a concern for you, then ignore this advice. Smile. Having trouble feeling sympathy for my mom after her ex-husband cheated on her with my now ex-friend. So this is a doozy. Like, this shit belongs on Jerry Springer, Murray or Dr. Phil. Let's start from the beginning. My mom always picked her ex above me, allowing him to verbally abuse me since they met, and even once physically abuse me, which led to me moving to my dad's and her being mad at me for leaving and throwing her under the bus, while ex-husband was forgiven on the spot for literally hitting her only child, along with her and him bullying me into an eating disorder. This year he cheated on her with my ex-friend who's mixed race. Now my mom is heartbroken, but I have difficulty feeling sorry for her. Me, it's kind of karma. She left my dad for ex, cheating on him with ex. Now she's gone on tirades with literally all her friends on her phone, and honestly I'm kind of sick of hearing it. She keeps using very racist slurs, saying, "TW racist slurs, he left me for a no good n exclamation mark 99r." and saying to her fellow divorcee friend at least he left you for a white girl. Like WTF? Insult her for being a cunt not because she's half black, but this bitch has the gall to act all holier than thou and acting like someone who just swears a lot is trailer trash but in the same breath goes on about how at least cheat on me with a white girl like ? Not even the cherry on top. When she discovered she went to the ex-friend's parents like a crazy person to go shit on them, called ex-husband's parents like a crazy person and ranted for hours. Even gave me an earful. I'm sorry but she got no sympathy from me. She ignored me for years, put her ex above me for years, and never gave me an ounce of support when I nearly killed myself, but I'm supposed to feel sympathy for her? No. Not happening. Edit. After reading the comments I realize I don't mention that I did move back in with my mom after staying with my dad for a year. My dad is a whole other can of worms. Why would you feel sympathy when your mother and her ex abused you? He fucked up by letting him hurt you. As for your friend, who cares? You're probably better off without that person now that she fucked him. Why do you still talk to her? My mom or my ex-friend? Ex-friend I no longer associate with. Mom, I don't have a choice since I still live with her. Your whole situation is a mess. If you are old enough, get yourself out of there and start living independently. If they will cheat with you, they will chest on you. What plans do you have about moving out? I have no good advice for you. However, as the parent of a 25-year-old daughter that I love more than life, I want to offer you a huge virtual hug and apologize that you weren't given the unconditional love and protection that you deserve. My heart breaks for you. Please remember, this heartache will only make you stronger in the long run. How can I be a great husband? Howdy y'all. So, it's in the title. My wife and I got married just shy of a month ago. I just want to be sure that I'm doing everything right. It's all new to me because I've never been married before, let alone felt as strongly about someone as I do her. I want to take the right steps to be the best husband I can be for her. I know how to love her, but I'm not certain on how to be a husband. Any advice y'all can give would be greatly appreciated! Exclamation mark. Thanks in advance. Married 27 years. First and foremost, empower her to confront your selfishness, and own it. Create warm, non-judgmental dialogues around selfishness on both sides. She should be willing to empower you to do the same. Negotiating differences will require compromise, and that's different from rationalizing what we want. Second, whatever her love language is, do that. For my wife it's acts of service. So I make her coffee, breakfast, and lunch every morning. And other chores. For me, it's words of affirmation, appreciation, and compliments. Third, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. So many people would give anything for someone to love them. If you have that, treat it like the most precious thing in the world. Fourth, whenever you reflexively snap back with any kind of attitude, you are wrong. Same goes the other way. Disrespect is always counterproductive, and should never be normalized. Relax, figure your shit out, and engage when you can be kind and respectful. Fifth, whatever is intolerable, don't accommodate it. The longer we indulge and accommodate things that we know we can't live with long term, the more we find ourselves in a resentful despair. Better to confront it before it grows. Because you will never be the husband you want to be if you are resentful and thinking of leaving. Keep doing the things you did to become a great boyfriend and great fiancé. There's no rules to this except the fundamentals. Respect, honesty, communication, quality time. Be sure she's happy, be sure you're happy. How you go about that? Do it as a team. Share the load. Marriage is a partnership where both of you are there to help each other. Don't get complacent or fall into any male/female roles. If your wife is working late, don't wait for her to come home and make dinner. Have it waiting for her. Help with the daily stuff that has to be done and without being asked. Open communication is also a must. Let her know what you're doing, where you will be, when you'll be home. I always find it's the little things that make the difference. Oh, and above all else, tell her that you love her every day before you or her go to work. Congratulations and best wishes. This is spot on. Paro, I would also add, make sure she is always your partner and the number one woman in your life. Many times, mother-in-laws can't give up their baby boys and battle for power. If this happens, always support your wife. Don't screw her sister. It is then. I pretty much agree with most of the comments here. Everyone is different, and so what a good husband is will vary somewhat from spouse to spouse. Here are a few things the other commenters hadn't mentioned that have worked for me. 1. Tell her you love her at least once a day, every day. 2. Give her a hug/kiss goodbye whenever you leave the house. 3. Check in about small things, for example, I'm running a little late, I'll be home in a half hour, I'd like to meet a couple of friends for a beer after work, will that be a problem? I'm at the store, do you need anything? 4. It's fine to have friends of the opposite gender, but be transparent about it. Let them know who you're hanging out with, when, where, and doing what. Be patient and accommodating if they are reasonably concerned about a particular activity. 5. Make sure all of your friends are friends of your relationship. Don't let anyone disrespect your wife, even if she's not around. 6. Don't complain about your wife or share intimate details with other people, except people with a professional duty to keep your secrets. Your wife is in a relationship with you, not your friends. 7. Definitely retain some independence. Taking time out for your friends or hobbies is very healthy, so long as it's appropriate. So, for example, a guy's weekend in Lake Tahoe is fine, a guy's weekend in Vegas, not so much. 8. Remember the little things. Small acts of kindness for no particular reason mean so much. 9. Remember that these sorts of things are what any good spouse should do, not just a husband. He should be doing these things for you also. If you need something you're not getting, communicate that early in a non-accusatory way. Hope that helps.